What's going on, y'all, and happy Wednesday. I hope everybody out there is feeling phenomenal, and I hope everybody is happy and healthy. So with all of that said, let's go ahead and jump off into these topics. And the first thing I want to talk about is the Game. So the Game actually lost his mansion in Calabasas, and it all has to do with the 2015 incident that took place on the Game's reality show. It was a dating show, by the way, and it was called She's Got Game. Well, a lady by the name of Priscilla Rainey accused him of that say. Now, the Game vehemently denied those accusations, but the problem is the brother failed to appear in court during a 2016 trial, which led to a default judgment. So the jury ultimately awarded her with $1.13 million in compensatory damages for the alleged assault and $6 million in punitive damages after he was accused of mocking the court by blowing off the trial entirely. So what I want to do is read to you all what transpired a couple of days ago on May 2nd in court. And so it says here, the Los Angeles County Superior Court granted Rainey's request to sell the property on May 2nd, 2025, after years of legal wrangling and failed attempts by Game to avoid payment. The rapper argued that the house was protected under California's homestead exemption, ruling that the property is legally owned by JTT Holdings LLC, not by Game himself. According to the ruling, Game may have had an equity interest in JTT Holdings, but that doesn't confer upon him an interest in the property. Rainey also successfully argued that JTT Holdings LLC was just a shell company created by the Game and his manager Whack 100 to keep the residents out of his name and out of her reach. Now, Priscilla has been extremely relentless and aggressive, going after the $7 million judgment that she's owed. She's even seized the Game's music royalties and targeted other assets that was tied to Game's businesses. Now, it's important to note that the mansion is valued at a little under $4 million, so it's not the complete $7 million that she's owed, but I guess when you've been chasing the Game for years trying to get financially compensated for the money that you're actually owed, this is a win in some regard. But anyway, let's move along because I want to talk about Smokey Robinson. Where have I been living at? Under a rock? All of a sudden he's accused of SA and all of these things. It's just crazy out here. So I'm looking at this situation and I'm like, yo, there is definitely a pattern going on. This man is 85 years old, and I'm not trying to absolve anything that he may have done. If he done these things to these women, he's absolutely wrong. But at the end of the day, it's just crazy that this is coming out all of a sudden. I want you guys to check out this clip and I'll be back.
We believe that Mr. Robinson is a serial and sick that must be stopped.
Attorney John Harris revealing the accusations against Motown legend Smokey Robinson.
I will not describe the details of and because they're too graphic and disturbing for this news conference.
All four of Robinson's alleged victims have chosen to remain unnamed and are referred to as Jane Doe in the complaint.
Our four clients have a common thread. They're Hispanic women who were employed as housekeepers by the Robinsons, earning below minimum wage.
The accusations against the music legend include assault, false gender, and creating a hostile work environment.
We're seeking damages of $50 million.
The complaint also claiming one of the Jane Does was first assaulted in 2007 and that these acts continued until she resigned in 2024. According to the complaint, Robinson's former housekeeper claims in the lawsuit that she was not even 2 months after she started cleaning the couple's Los Angeles mansion. Another Jane Doe claims Robinson started her in 2016, claiming when she was home alone with the singer at his Los Angeles mansion, he would text her and ask her to meet at places in the house that didn't have cameras. The woman alleges he would then
We do have evidence of some of the misconduct.
The complaint says the former employees didn't speak out or go to police because they were afraid of losing their livelihood, familial reprisal, and the possible adverse effect on their immigration status.
And having to tell their husband and children of these despicable acts against them left them overwhelmed with shame and embarrassment.
Robinson's wife Frances also named in the lawsuit, accused of creating a hostile work environment and being aware of what was alleged and not doing anything to stop it.
These four courageous women want and demand justice for themselves, and the filing of this lawsuit is the first step.
The complaint also accuses the Robinsons of not paying proper wages.
And we reached out to Robinson's record label about these allegations. We're still waiting to hear back.
All right, so you guys just heard all of that. There were some pretty interesting details that came from the clip that you just saw. One thing that I want to highlight is that they're claiming that the details are so horrific that they can't explain what actually went down. And so, listen, again, the question surfaces in my mind, and I'm pretty sure in some of y'all heads, even though most of us would agree that no victim should be penalized or criticized, given the fact of how long it took for them to come out and report that they were essayed or are. But you do have to ask the question why. And also, why is $50 million the number now? It seems like $50 million is the common number when it comes to these types of lawsuits these days. Now, let me clarify when I say why. I mean, why are they reporting this now? If they were making minimum wage working for Smokey Robinson, why did you stay and put up with the BS? You could have found other jobs making that same wage somewhere else, right? Why did you stay with Smokey Robinson all of those years? Why? And that's the question that I have to ask, right? Now, Smokey has not responded as of yet. I'm pretty sure that someone from his team is actually going to come out and try to counter these claims, but it'll just be interesting to see what type of approach that Smokey takes in all of this, right? But anyway, I want to move along and talk about the sudden shift that is coming from Pastor Brady. Now, honestly, guys, I've never heard of her, but it seems as though that she has a great relationship with melanated people, everyone within our community. Not everyone, okay, that's a little bit drastic, but most of the comments that I've seen, they're very positive. They really love this woman and things of that nature. Now, what I'm gathering is that Pastor Brady was under the branch, the Potter's House, which is TD Jakes' brand, and basically she was over the North location. So we know that TD Jakes stepped down a couple of weeks ago and he passed down the reins to his daughter and his brother-in-law. Now, all of a sudden, right, Cheryl comes out and says that she's changing the name of the church that she's over to something else. And a lot of people are saying that she's trying to disassociate herself from the Potter's House name and brand and TD Jakes collectively. So I want you guys to check out this clip of her announcing that, and then I'll be back.
Hey everybody, I am Pastor Cheryl Brady, and I have got some exciting news to share with you. For 15 unforgettable years, we have witnessed God's faithfulness through ministry, miracles, and movement. From the very beginning, we believed that we were called to be a bridge connecting the hearts of people to the heart of God. And now we are going to step into a brand new chapter. We are officially changing our name to the Bridge Frisco. Yes, you heard that right here. The Potter's House of North Dallas is now the Bridge Frisco. It's a new name, but the same mission, the same calling, and the same heart.
All right, so you guys just heard all of that. Now I want to read you guys a few comments. So this person says, let's rebrand so that people won't recognize us. Then someone else says, it amuses me how people look for the mess in simple simple explanations. The Brady family wanted to be covered by Bishop. Bishop stepped down. They got his blessing and they changed the name. That's it. And then someone else says, nobody wants to be associated with the Potter's House. Then Yolanda says, I think she is trying to separate/name change due to the Diddy trial. I guess something is about to be revealed. Then someone else says, oh, Cheryl is about to completely separate herself from TD Jakes and anybody else involved, and we know why. Then Gemini Sean chimes in and says, so if it's the same mission, same heart, why change the name? Now, I will admit, it seems kind of funny to me, all right? So listen, TD Jakes steps down, and then all of a sudden, you don't want anything to do with the name or be associated with it no more. A lot of people were also saying, because there were so many comments, that she didn't want to deal or be under Sarah Jakes or whatever the case may be. I don't know, but it does seem funny that as soon as Diddy trials start, TD Jakes steps down, and then all of a sudden, right, Cheryl Brady decides to change the name of the location she's over. So it seems as though that she is trying to distance herself, even though it could be a bit covered up as it pertains to, well, I had my rapport and my connection with Bishop TD Jakes, and since he's stepping down, I want to go in a different direction and change the name. But it does just seem a little bit suspicious. But anyway, I'm gonna let this go right here. I want you guys to drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all think about everything that was discussed on today. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and if you're new here, consider subbing to the channel. I'll get with you guys later. Yep.